Well, a trip to your local art gallery or museum could soon take on a new meaning for internet users. The UK's first computer-based art catalogue service launches this month. Banca dell'arte allows users to view thousands of works of art belonging to both galleries and individuals, and even submit offers to buy. The service has been available in France and Italy for some time. Well, joining us now is Amos Levy, CEO of Banca dell'arte. First of all, Amos, thanks very much for joining us on EBN. Tell me briefly, how does the service actually work? Is it just downloading works of art, or is it more than that?
Well, it's more than that, in the sense that when you go onto the internet and you see our web pages, you're able to download our own software, which then you can install on your PC, and you're able to connect up on a closed system. Closed system meaning that you know, it cannot be hacked into as far as like you can on the internet if you want to.
I mean, what are the problems might be the quality in terms of when you want to look at these works of art? Do you actually get the true impression of what they are?
Well, we tried to get them as close as possible to the image. Obviously, they're not high-resolution images because otherwise it would take a very long time to download them. But the quality is still good enough for you to be able to judge whether you're interested in the painting or not. You can also communicate with the artist or the gallery within the closed system. There is an electronic mail system whereby you can communicate and leave messages for one another, so that if there was a particular image that you were interested in, then you could make an appointment to go and view it without having to go around every gallery in London. You can view a lot of images and then decide which ones you want to go and see.
What sort of person is Banca dell'arte aiming this service at?
Well, we feel that we're aiming for everybody, from family to business people. We know that business people, businessmen, most of them now have a PC on their desk, and obviously when they have free time, lunchtime or in the evening after they finish their work, they would be able to connect up and view images and make some decisions as far as where they can go and pick the images that they like.
Obviously, it's for people that don't have the time or the possibility of seeing the works of art themselves, because the real joy of buying and selling art is actually getting close to what you're going to buy. Do you think that people can actually make a decision over the internet of such almost emotional importance?
Well, I think that they can, because I mean, from my own experience having had galleries in the past, I have sent images to photographs to people in America or people that can't physically come to the office because they're either too busy or they're far away. So this way they can sort of prejudge and sort of come to the point whereby they can pre-select certain images, and then from there they can actually go and view it for real.
Right, it's, you've had the service elsewhere. How well has that worked?
Well, the service has been up and running in Italy for about 18 months, and in France for about a year. From what has happened in the past, we have sold quite a few images, so we feel pretty confident that we can make a success of it in this country.
And not just paintings, but perhaps also antiques?
Yes, well, we have a different service which is called Worldwide Antique Market, which is geared for the objects, either furniture, silver, porcelain, any object of art can be viewed in a similar way as paintings, but it's a totally different service.
And it is possible to actually deal over the internet, is that your plan?
Well, on the internet, we only use the internet as a sort of an advertising tool.
Yeah.
The reason that we do that is because viewing images on the internet can be very time-consuming. Sometimes it takes very long for the images to be downloaded. Also, you have a problem with copyright. On the internet, you can copy the images. Within our own system, all the images are encrypted, which means that you cannot copy the images, and that's why galleries and artists like it, because then it overcomes the problem of copyright, so that nobody can copy the images.
Now, along with the images, presumably comes a lot of background information as well, and that's presumably the strength of the system is that you get a tremendous amount of information, as well as just being able to see, hey, that's a picture I like.
Correct. You get the biography of the artist, you get all the details of where the gallery is, a map, the measurements, the price, what medium it is. You can cross-reference all of these on the system. In other words, if you're just looking for still lives or topographical, then there is an icon for that. You click on that, and every still life that there is in the system, you're able to access it, so that you have the title of the painting, the measurements, the price, and how to contact the artist.
One last question, Amos. What's the competition like? You can't be the only person in the market.
Well, we feel that we're not worried about competition, because by having our own closed system and having developed our own software, we feel we're a step ahead from just being on the internet. I mean, you know, the fact is that on our own system you can view the images at a very fast rate. Not only can we transmit images, but we can transmit sound and we can transmit video. So it does give you a much broader view of what you're looking for.
Amos, thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Well, that's all we've got time for on this edition of the Media Report. I'm Ed Mitchell. Goodbye.
Well, we go to art now. The art world is looking into computers and the internet to help sell more. An electronic gallery called Banca dell'arte will be officially launched next week at Art 96. That's the London Contemporary Arts Fair. It's already in business, but will it change the way we view and buy art in Europe? Louise Randall took a look.
The worlds of art and technology are being bridged by a computerized art gallery. The idea behind Banca dell'arte grew up in Italy and France and claims to be a first in Britain. Based in an antique shop in London, it can be accessed through the internet. Banca dell'arte has 2,000 pictures online, which sell at up to £20,000, and it's rapidly expanding the range. But who is the gallery likely to appeal to?
I think that mainly the business people that don't have time to move around to look at all the paintings available in different galleries in London. So from their own office, they'll be able to connect up and view lots of images and pre-plan what they would like to look at.
Viewing is made simpler by cross-referencing. This means that users can sift out the paintings they'd like to see. And there's also information on the gallery, artist and price. Banca dell'arte wants to extend the concept to three-dimensional sculpture viewing. So, could online browsing really affect the art world?
Well, it's difficult to tell at the moment, but I think it will have an enormous effect. I think that it's going to bring a lot of artists who hadn't previously been seen in front of the general public, and the public will be able to decide who they consider to be the important painters and who perhaps they would like to leave behind. So everybody gets a chance. This is an opportunity really for information technology to perhaps overturn a rather tidy cartel at the moment.
The system is unlikely to make viewing paintings on a wall a thing of the past, despite some of the fears of traditional galleries. They can exhibit on the system too. But the technology is not perfect yet. Detailed images can take a long time to bring up on the screen. With the help of software, Banca dell'arte has got round that problem. But for other online catalogues on the internet, this could present difficulties.
It's very hard to deliver big, rich video files, for instance, over the telephone lines that people are typically using to connect. These problems are going away, though, as people like the cable TV companies and the telephone companies start to deliver more bandwidth.
The potential of Banca dell'arte is still not clear, but it's sure to change the way that people buy paintings. Its easy-to-use format will give people a wider choice from which to view and to buy.